This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
.45, this is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lal Malavarachi and read by Lavana Vijayatunga. First, we take a look at the headlines. Foreign Minister Professor G.L. Peiris will leave for India today on a 2-day visit. All arrangements have been finalized to conduct the 2021 GC Advanced Level Examination. Sri Lanka and the Maldives are in talks to strengthen and diversify relations. Sri Lanka recorded more than 1,000 cases of COVID-19 yesterday for the 7th consecutive day. Today is the final day of the 2022 National Industrial Exhibition. In news overseas, Moroccan boy Ryan, trapped in a well for 4 days, dies. And in sports news, India wins the 5th Under-19 World Cup title. Those are the headlines, and now more to the details of the local news. Foreign Minister Professor G.L. Peiris will leave for India today on a 2-day visit. He will hold talks with Indian External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and National Security Advisor Ajit Doval. He will return on the 8th of this month. India and Sri Lanka have had a high level of exchanges in the recent times. India has offered to support on 4 points for Sri Lanka to tide over the current economic crisis. The offer of $500 million credit line is one of them. Besides, a credit line of $1 billion has been offered to purchase essential food items and pharmaceuticals from India. The Commissioner General of Examinations, LMD Dharmasena, says that all arrangements are being finalized to conduct the 2021 GC Advanced Level Examination. The examination will begin tomorrow in 2,437 examination centres. It will be conducted until the 5th of next month. He requested the candidates to be present at the relevant centres before the scheduled time. Meanwhile, State Minister Dhilum Amanugama says that transport facilities will be provided for the students who will sit for the GC Advanced Level Examination. Accordingly, special bus operations will be carried out during the time of the beginning and the end of the examination. This is the news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The medical insurance plan that begins at the age of 60. Medi60 from Sri Lanka Insurance.
And we continue with more local news. Sri Lanka has expressed a keen desire to strengthen and diversify the existing close and cordial bilateral relationship with the Maldives into a vibrant and multifaceted partnership for the mutual benefit of the people of both countries. This was conveyed by the High Commissioner Designate of Sri Lanka to the Maldives, AMJ Sadiq, following the presentation of the letter of credence as well as the letter of recall of his predecessor to the Maldivian President Ibrahim Mohamed Soleh at the President's office in Malé recently. After conveying the warm greetings of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa to President Soleh, Mr. Sadiq highlighted the importance of enhancing economic cooperation, in particular covering the fields of education, health, as well as bilateral trade and investment. Today is the 4th and final day of the 2022 National Industrial Exhibition. The exhibition is being conducted from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at the BMICH. The theme of this exhibition is Modern Industry for Skilled Development. 400 stalls are set up at the exhibition, representing 20 leading industrial sectors in the country. The Ceylon Electricity Board notifies that the electricity interruptions will be repeated if electricity is not used sparingly. The board stated that there is a high demand for electricity between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. and electricity interruptions are imminent if proper maintenance of the electricity network is not carried out in a timely manner. And to conclude the local news, the headlines once again. Foreign Minister Professor G.L. Peiris will leave for India today on a 2-day visit. all arrangements have been finalized to conduct the 2021 GC Advanced Level Examination. Sri Lanka and the Maldives are in talks to strengthen and diversify relationship. Sri Lanka recorded more than 1,000 cases of COVID-19 yesterday for the 7th consecutive day. Today is the final day of the 2022 National Industrial Exhibition. And that was the local news.
The medical insurance plan that begins at the age of 60. Medi 60 from Sri Lanka Insurance. A health insurance plan to honor our most valued elders by the protectors of the nation. We now give our treasured senior citizens access to the very best medical insurance, specially tailored for anyone over 60. What's more, you don't need medical screening to access this policy. And Medi 60 covers a wide range of illnesses. Only from Sri Lanka Insurance. Call 0112 357 357.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The main news story for this morning, the Ministry of Health says that another 1,287 individuals have tested positive for the novel coronavirus yesterday. This is the 7th consecutive day Sri Lanka has recorded more than 1,000 daily cases of COVID-19. Sri Lanka's tally of COVID-19 cases confirmed in the country thereby climbed to 617,189. 580,770 positive cases have recovered. With the new cases, the number of virus-infected individuals who are undergoing treatment moved to 20,847. Meanwhile, the death toll stands at 15,572. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
And in Watchlight this morning, the Association of Public Health Inspectors say that special dengue eradication programs will be implemented before the commencement of the GC Advanced Level Examination. The objective is to ensure safety for the students to sit for the examination without the risk of dengue. Under this program, all school premises will be cleaned and fumigated. That was the Watchlight, and now we move on to the headlines of the world news. Moroccan boy Ryan, trapped in a well for 4 days, dies. Queen holds reception to mark Platinum Jubilee. Boris Johnson names 2 aides after number 10 party turmoil. Those are the headlines, and now we move on to the details of the world news. A 5-year-old Moroccan boy who was trapped in a well for 4 days has died despite painstaking efforts to rescue him. A royal statement announced his death soon after his removal from the well. The bid to free the boy, named as Ryan, had gripped the country with hundreds of people gathered at the well and thousands more following online. The boy plunged 104 feet through the well's narrow opening. The rescue had been hampered by fears of a landslide. The Queen has cut a cake to mark her Platinum Jubilee as she met members of the Sandringham community on the eve of her 70th anniversary of her reign. Ahead of Ascension Day, she hosted a reception for volunteer groups, pensioners, and fellow members of the local Women's Institute group. Guests include a former cookery student who helped create the original coronation chicken recipe. The Queen was described as being on sparkling form at the reception. Boris Johnson has appointed a government minister and former advisor to the jobs in Downing Street after a wave of resignations last week. Cabinet Officer Minister Steve Barclay will become the Prime Minister's Chief of Staff. And Guto Harry, a former BBC correspondent and advisor to Mr. Johnson when he was a mayor of London, will become the Director of Communications. Mr. Johnson said the shake-up would improve how Number 10 operates. And to conclude the world news, the headlines once again. Moroccan boy Ryan, trapped in a well for 4 days, dies. Queen holds reception to mark Platinum Jubilee. Boris Johnson names 2 aides after number 10 party turmoil. And that was the world news.
Development News is brought to you by Let's take all out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
In development news, the construction of the smart classroom at Kiriyalla Sri Deva Rakita Model Primary School in the Ahaliyaguda electorate under the IIM Veda Lakshayak program commenced under the patronage of Transport Minister Pavitra Vanneharachi at a cost of 750,000 rupees. In addition, work on 119 other projects commenced yesterday in the Kiriyalla Divisional Secretariat Division at a cost of 40 million rupees. And that came to you in the segment of development news.
Development news was brought to you by the coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation, with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928. Sports news is brought to you by
Sampath Bank. We present your future.
Moving on to sports news, India wins the 5th Under-19 World Cup title played in North-South West Indies yesterday. Batting first, India made 195 for the loss of 6 wickets and England were 189 all out and beaten by 4 wickets. Still in cricket news, Australia has picked a powerful squad for this month's 5-match home T20 series against Sri Lanka that includes the Big Bash player of the tournament, Ben McDermott, who smashed 577 runs. Also recalled to the squad are Travis Head, Moise Henriques and Hein Richardson, while David Warner and Mitchell Mars, who were members of the World Cup winning T20 team in the UAE last year, will be rested ahead of a tour of Pakistan. The bowling attack is made up of Pat Cummins, Michelle Stark, Ken Richardson, Josh Hazlewood and Hein Richardson, together with Adam Zampa, supported by the all-rounders. That was the sports news and business news coming up.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Business news sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
In business news, Minister Bandula Gunawardana says that a package of food comprising of 5 varieties will be provided through the Sathosa outlets at 998 rupees. He said this program will be implemented in order to provide relief for the consumers. That was the business news. Economic news follows.
Business news sponsored by
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to December 31st, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency 3 times through NSB U Trust.
Economic news, courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
And in economic news, new 40 industrial zones will be established. 5 billion rupees has been allocated for this year in this regard. The industrial zone in Eravur has already been started and the first factory of the zone is to be opened this year. The Government of India will invest in this project. That was economic news. Other with the report to conclude.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
And finally, the weather report. A slight change in the prevailing dry weather is expected from tonight. Several spells of showers will occur in the eastern, Uva and north central provinces and in the Hambantota and Matale districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places in the Sabaragamu province and in the Nuwara Eliya, Kaluthara, Galle and Matara districts during the evening. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the western, Sabaragamu, central, north central and northwestern provinces and the Galle and Matara districts during the morning. And before we conclude this bulletin of news, let's get back to the headlines once again. Foreign Minister Professor G.L. Paris will leave for India today on a 2-day visit. All arrangements have been finalized to conduct the 2021 GCE Advanced Level Examination. Sri Lanka and the Maldives are in talks to strengthen and diversify relations. Sri Lanka recorded more than 1,000 cases of COVID-19 yesterday for the 7th consecutive day. Today is the final day of the 2022 National Industrial Exhibition. In news overseas, Moroccan boy Ryan, trapped in a well for 4 days, dies. And in sports news, India wins the 5th Under-19 World Cup title. And with that, we conclude this bulletin of news.